Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for Tuesday, July 11th, 2017. We have a rather humid tropical air mass in place, and it's going to remain in place for the next several days, leading to some hot and humid weather conditions throughout the region. Currently, we have temperatures in the lower to mid 70s this morning over the northern interior, upper 70s to lower 80s along the coast and in your urban areas. We have winds from the west-southwest at around 5 to 15 miles per hour, at times gusting over 20 miles per hour. And we have humidity very high. Now, notice your dew points here. They're in the mid to upper 60s over the interior, upper 60s to lower 70s along the coast. When you start getting dew points above 65, that basically means it's very uncomfortable, and it also leads to a higher potential for a high heat index. And with this type of weather pattern in place, we're definitely going to be dealing with some hot and humid weather conditions and a heat index over 95 at times, especially tomorrow afternoon and on Thursday. In terms of the radar, right now we are high and dry. Okay, we have the heavy rainfall that was over Connecticut starting to move through. A lot of these showers are not reaching the ground, but we do have a few isolated heavy downpours that are moving through Newark. Other than that, it's pretty much dry right now. However, we're going to continue to see the development, especially as this cluster of showers and thunderstorms starts to redevelop. For this afternoon, these thunderstorms will be capable of some heavy downpours, frequent lightning, and wind gusts over 60 miles per hour. Some of these thunderstorms may be severe, but the primary threat here is going to be the potential for flash flooding, as these thunderstorms will be capable of rainfall rates of a half an inch to an inch per hour. It's not going to be widespread, but if you get caught in under one of these thunderstorms, you definitely should slow down, pull over if you're driving, and be mindful of the potential for flash flooding and urban flooding in and around your area. On the infrared satellite picture, this cold front right here is what's going to knock out this hot and humid weather pattern. Problem is that it's not going to be moving through until Friday. And in case of Philadelphia and southern New Jersey, that cold front isn't moving through until Friday night. So for the most part, you're going to be dealing with a hot and humid weather pattern all the way through the end of this week. And the reason why this is happening and why the forecast is changing a bit is that the Bermuda High / Western Atlantic Ridge is stronger than what was earlier forecasted. So it's preventing this cold front to drop further south. And so we remain in this tropical air mass for more than just one day. Now it's almost the entire week, with an air mass that supports high temperatures in the upper 80s to mid 90s, high levels of humidity, and a constant threat for strong to severe thunderstorms. So when we dive into this forecast for this afternoon, again, watch out for these little troughs here, and we're going to be watching all the little boundaries that are going to be lingering around the region. We're not looking at a bona fide cold front moving through until Friday. So in between that time, we're going to have these little weak short waves moving through, sparking off showers and thunderstorms. And this can happen pretty much at almost any time of the day, but the best potential is going to be in the afternoon and evening hours. Temperatures this afternoon will rise into the lower to mid 80s on Long Island and upper 80s to lower 90s throughout the rest of the region. For tonight, again, watch out for those isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. Also, there will be the potential for some fog in the morning hours. Look for lows in the lower to mid 70s. Tomorrow afternoon, rinse and repeat, same scenario. Widely scattered to isolated showers and thunderstorms, some of them severe, some of them capable of very intense downpours. Temperatures will range from the lower to mid 80s on Long Island and upper 80s to lower 90s for the rest of the region for highs. On Thursday, again, same scenario. That cold front, notice, has stalled well to the north of the region. The original forecast was to have this cold front stalled out, basically bisecting New Jersey. So as a result, we end up with a much warmer forecast. Look for temperatures to range from the lower to mid 70s for lows, mid 80s on Long Island, upper 80s to lower 90s along the immediate coast, and lower to mid 90s in your urban areas, especially in the Philadelphia metro. We're looking at locations like Philadelphia, Newark, parts of New York City could easily push to around 93 to 95 degrees with a heat index pushing around 100. So a rather hot day on Thursday. On Friday, that cold front starts to move through with waves of low pressure. Look for waves of showers and thunderstorms. Some of these thunderstorms will be capable of very heavy downpours. Temperatures will vary significantly depending on where this frontal boundary ends up. So look for lows in the lower to mid 70s. High temperatures will vary anywhere from the upper 70s to lower 80s over the New York City metro and northern interior. Meanwhile, over the Philadelphia metro and over the southern interior, you're talking about temperatures ranging from the mid to upper 80s. So depending on where this frontal boundary sets up will basically dictate what our high temperatures are going to be. It's very easily that you're going to be talking about a 10 to 15 degree swing in temperatures from north to south, depending on the boundary that sets up and the waves of low pressure that moves through. So a rather volatile day in terms of temperatures on Friday. The good news is that the weekend looks pretty good now. The cold front will press south on Saturday. Look for scattered cloud cover. Can't rule out an isolated shower, but for the most part, dry conditions are expected. Look for lows in the upper 60s to lower 70s, highs in the upper 70s to lower 80s along the coast, and lower to mid 80s in the Delaware River Valley. On Sunday, high pressure is in control with scattered cloud cover. Look for lows in the mid to upper 60s, highs in the upper 70s to lower 80s along the coast, lower to mid 80s in the Delaware River Valley. On Monday, a cold front will approach the region with a few isolated showers, but for the most part, we're looking at dry weather conditions. Lows in the mid to upper 60s, highs in the upper 70s to lower 80s along the coast, and lower to mid 80s in the Delaware River Valley. And on Tuesday, high pressure will be in control with scattered cloud cover expected. Look for lows in the mid to upper 60s and highs in the upper 70s to lower 80s along the coast, and lower to mid 80s in the Delaware River Valley. Now, before I wrap up, I just want to make this very clear. If you end up in one of these thunderstorms, please pull over your car, okay? And do not drive through submerged roadways because the water may be deeper than you think. These thunderstorms are going to be capable of reducing visibility below a mile, and they'll be capable of producing some very intense rainfall. So definitely use some caution if you're caught in one of these thunderstorms. Take a little time. It's better to be late than not get there at all. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.